Hey guys, today we're going to focus on some stretches for your lower back and hips so that by the end of the routine you can really get some relief for hip and low back pain. Hey guys, it's Rachel here from Just Breathe, here to help you improve your relationship with fitness. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start laying down on your back. I've got a pillow here just to help with letting my head, neck, and shoulders relax so that I can, really pay attention and focus on the lower body. So we're going to start with some pelvic tilts and just let a moment for your hips to just sink into the floor and relax. And then using the stomach muscles, that's a very important part of this, you pull your hip bones into your stomach, which lengthens the low back muscles. Good. And then you can just let that fall back to what we call neutral. Yeah? And then you're going to, again, pull your hip bones into your stomach. That will help you recruit stomach muscles to make the movement. And then it falls back to neutral. Good. So last time, we're going to pull the hip bones into the stomach, the pelvis tilts up, the low back lengthens, and we're just going to hold it here for 4 breaths. And exhale. Good. And again. And imagine that you're taking that new oxygen in straight to that low back to help the tissue and the muscles lengthen. Let's hold that one more breath. And you're going to let it go. Good. Now walk your feet together. Slide the arms out to the side. And you're going to slowly, with control, travel your knees to one side. Now the reason the arms are here in this position is because it's very important to keep your upper back and shoulders anchored, particularly on the opposite side. And then to come back to center, we're going to use our stomach muscles. So the best way to do that is pull your belly button, or think of pulling your belly button back towards the ceiling. And then the legs just come up in consequence. Let's try it again. This time we move to the other side. You'll have a better visual this way, where you see that I'm keeping the shoulder down. And then you want to pull the belly button back to center. Good. We're going to go to the other side. This time we hold it for those 4 breaths. Breathing the oxygen into that area that needs stretching. The exhale pulls the stomach muscles in. Good. And then you're going to bring it back to center. Let's do the hold on the other side. Travel the knees to the opposite side with control. Again, you don't want to let gravity get control of you here. That's not going to be good for the discs in the lower back. 4 breaths here, the shoulders anchored. And last time, breathe in through the nose. Feeling the tissue expand, and exhale, pulling your abdominal wall in. Good. Bring the belly button back to center, which brings the knees to the center. Good. Next, we're going to pull your knee towards your chest. So grab on behind the thigh. That's a nice habit to get into in case you have sensitive knees. This opposite leg can be either extended, that might be too much of a stretch and more strain on the back, so then you can just keep this knee bent. So we'll hold this for 4 breaths, breathing in, feeling the lengthening in the back of the hip, relaxing in the head and shoulders. Again, breathing in, taking the oxygen to the hip, and exhale, pull your stomach away from that thigh. One more time, breathing in and out. Good, let's change sides. Put that foot down first. Pull the other leg in. Breathing in and out. Good. And then try to keep your tailbone anchored if you can. That will increase the stretch. And you might notice that you might be able to pull it in a little bit more with each deep breath. Good. Last one, breathing in. And out. Good. Now we can go ahead and take that foot and place it up against the knee. We call this a figure 4 stretch. This is one you can do every day. You can actually do this whole sequence every day. And you can just keep the knee here. If you don't feel a stretch here, you can then drag this foot in and again grab on behind this thigh. You could also do this at a sitting position. What you don't want to do is try to pull it, way in like this and pull your hips up off the ground. You want to try to keep that tailbone weighted so that we're not compressing in the low back. Again, 4 breaths. We probably held it about that long. And then you can change sides. Inhaling the oxygen to that tissue. You should feel a deep stretch here in the hip. Good, and 2 more breaths, breathing in. Exhale, pulls the belly in. Good, and you can set the feet down. Next, you'll turn over onto your side, and then you push yourself up to a seating position as we transition into a high kneeling position. You can get this guy out of the way. Now, if you have sensitive knees, you may want to double up your mat or put a towel underneath. And we'll bring one foot fairly forward. From here, you're going to curl your pelvis under. And the stretch we want to get here is in the hip flexor, or where you have a normal hip crease. What you don't want to do or be careful about here is going into this position, which might compress your lower back and spine. So you want to avoid that. And if you just keep the pelvis tucked under and then push forward, or kind of lean forward, you'll get that stretch. So again, we'll do 4 breaths on each side. We'll maybe only do 1 because I've been talking a bit. Good, and then we'll change sides. Careful here. Good. Remember to tuck under, lean forward just as much as you can. Now again, I can go here. But if my back is a little bit sensitive, it may not like that, and that might not be something you feel immediately. So just really be mindful and aware that you just need to tuck under, try to keep the pelvis upright instead of tilted forward. Take those deep breaths. That oxygen you breathe in goes straight to that front of the hip. Good, and then just one more thing I want to mention about this stretch. We all sit a lot. So often this front hip crease gets very tight, and that could be what's causing the back pain, hip pain to begin with. So make sure that's a good one to add into your routine. Okay, coming on down onto our hands and knees. From here we're going to do a cat stretch. So just let your head drop, pull your hip bones into your stomach to make that nice tilt. And then you're going to flow through and just come back and gently lengthen the back. You don't need to necessarily arch. Maybe a little bit. And then exhale. Around. We're going to do that 2 more times. So now we're flowing with the breath. Exhale as you pull your belly button to the ceiling like someone's got a lasso pulling you up. And then inhale as you lengthen. Imagine someone's pulling you from the crown of your head and your tailbone. I love visuals because I think it helps you make the proper shapes and movements, but I also think it helps to connect the mind and body when you visualize with your mind and then move the body in that way. You'll find that a lot in my teachings. Good. I'm not not sure if we've done 4. We'll do one more anyways, because this one feels so good. And then coming back. Okay, now we're going to keep the knees open, but then just put the feet together, so it makes kind of a diamond shape. And you're going to sit your tailbone back to your heels. If you have sensitive knees, you may want to bring this pillow back here, or if you can't get down all the way, that's totally cool. And then walk the hands forward, rest your head on the ground, and we take those 4 deep breaths. In through the nose, exhale, pulls the belly towards the ceiling. And again, if you want to have the hands here to relax more, you can. And one more time. Good. And then you can use your hands for support as you walk your spine up. Good. Thanks for joining me today, guys. And this is a routine that you can do. It's gentle enough to do every day, or whenever that back is feeling a little niggly, or the hips are feeling tight, or maybe after some of your workouts. And if you feel excellent, then please click the like below, subscribe to get some more stretches and Pilates workouts, quick ones, and leave a comment below. Thanks, guys. Take care.